So today I am interviewing and actually just hanging out with one of my good friends, Robbie. So I would like to, well, I'll let Robbie introduce himself. Robbie, go ahead, introduce yourself.
All right. Hi there. I'm Robbie Quinn, and I'm a New York photographer. And I met Harold a couple of years ago in 2020. He became one of the subjects in a book that I published just about a year ago called Street Unicorns. And we both share the idea that we can use our art to progress, to basically inspire people to move forward, and glad to be here.
And to come together. I'm glad to have you here too. How long have you been creating for?
I feel like in one shape or another I've been creating my whole life. You know, it's when I was very young, my parents bought me a little keyboard, and wow, I don't think I've ever shared this in another interview. I would when I was punished, I would be sent to my room, and I wanted to create noise. I would just take this little keyboard and turn it all the way up and bang on it just to voice my retaliation for being punished, which I deserved. But from there, you know, I got serious about music, and somewhere along the way, music became one thing, and then it became, I had another creative outlet, and so forth. And somewhere at a point, I was managing musicians, and they needed photos, and I'd always photographed, but when I photographed the musicians and they posted it online, the phone started calling, and and so I never took any lessons. I was just instantly, you know, people wanted the photos, and it was great. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Okay. So what is your purpose for creating?
I wasn't doing commercial photography. I needed to still keep my skills honed, and so if I had 1 or 2 days off during the week, I would go out on the street. I'd photograph anything, bicycles, buildings, and then I started seeing people that were really styled differently, and kind of reminded me of when I was in a band. I would what I wore on stage, I would wear it. I lived it. It would be how I would always dress, and
Nice.
much to my family's dismay, you know, if I was going to go to a wedding or a funeral with the family, I was still, you know, kind of long earring and long hair and everything like that. So I really appreciated people that were wanting to be authentic, and so I'd see someone, and there's many people like this in New York, and I would just approach them and compliment them on their style, and if we had a nice conversation, then I would ask them, you know, may I photograph you?
Is it so would you say, in a way, because the name of your book is called Street Unicorns.
That's right.
Would you say you're a street unicorn as well?
You know, I think to one degree or another, everyone has a potential to be one, or they are at some level. You know, I see people that are very intentional about what they wear, where they may not be somebody that I would photograph for this book, but I see them where they might have an orange sweatsuit on, they might wear an orange hat, they might wear orange sneakers, and it's not like Harold, you're really in red. But you're also, you know, very stylistic about it. Somebody might just be wearing like Champion sweatshirt and a Champion sweatpants, but they made a choice. I'm going to be all orange today, all monochrome of some way. But you know, I think it's just that if someone takes a chance to be a little bit more authentic. It might be as simple as wearing a pocket square or some colorful socks.
Yeah.
For them, they're taking a risk. And if
Yeah.
you're taking a risk and you're wanting to be seen and accepted for being perhaps a little different, you're a street unicorn.
I mean, all these shots right here, all these shots that you've taken, I think they could all be magazine covers, book covers. Any of these shots could have honestly been the cover of the book as well. These are just, oh, there I go.
Who's this guy? Who's that?
That's me. That's the Juneteenth march. I remember that
right.
one. Yeah. But yeah, these shots are all incredible. The composition, the vibrance of the image. What made you pick this particular image in the front?
Yeah. So if you look through the book, you know, I photograph everybody pretty much. Pretty much straight on, and I want them to look right into the camera, and you know, it's just it's catching the essence of that person. And when I was looking for a cover, first of all, I'd be remiss not to say that putting the book together, I had an awful lot of help from a wonderful friend named Carol Dietz, and she had worked at the New York Times, and we had all the photos laid out on the floor.
Oh, nice.
And we were looking for a photo that basically encapsulated everybody. It's really impromptu. I didn't ask them to bring the little unicorn
image.
And yeah, and so I was very excited about this one, and the publisher from Abrams wrote off. He really liked it as well, so we went with it.
I think it's brilliant. Everything from the person's placement, everything from the composition, the color. When I see this cover, I automatically think unicorn. And it's not because I'm looking at the unicorn here, because I actually just noticed that the unicorn was there.
Right.
But I see all the different colors, the pink, the white hair, the vibrance, the energy. What is your end goal with your work?
Well, I think that the process of doing street unicorns really defined that for me. And I've seen the benefit about the power to inspire people to through photography. That photography, like every art, can actually raise awareness to social consciousness, and I know I'm just going to continue that. I don't know that I'll forever and ever photograph street unicorns, but I know that whatever my next project will be, that it will continue to try to raise awareness and bring people together and have people be more curious of each other than fearful, and that we have a lot to share and learn from each other.
Nice, nice. And if somebody wanted to let's say find your book or your work, where would they go?
They can go to RobbieQuinnNYC.com, and you can find the book there. You can, if you want prints of the work, you can reach out to me. And
nice.
if you want to hire me for any kind of commercial work or anything, that's what I do. But it's Robbie Quinn, RobbieQuinnNYC.com.
Do you have your work showcased anywhere in particular at the time, or?
No, I would. If there's any art galleries out there and you like what's in the book, you know, we can do that.
Nice. Okay, I could definitely see your book. I mean, in art galleries, I could see you actually printing out some of the images and showcasing them. These images are incredible. So, next question is, if you can give your younger self one piece of advice, knowing everything that you know about where you are right now in life, what would that piece of advice be?
I think it'd be the same for a lot of people, that And it falls in line with taking risks with your personal style of the book Street Unicorns here, is that you go with your gut. When I was younger, I really wanted to please people, and I wanted to you want people to like you. Sometimes you just do something to fit in, and that's not the best thing. If you feel like something is right for you, that you do it. And I feel like I would have wanted to do a lot of other things when I was younger. I don't have any regrets, because I sure like where it all landed. But yeah, I would more often say, go with your gut.
Well, I think that's a really good piece of advice. There's a lot of people out there who need to hear that as well,
Yeah.
Because sometimes we question, if we're doing something right or we're doing something wrong, versus we already know. Just do it.
Yeah, nothing spectacular ever happened in anybody's life if they just wanted to fit in.
Well, speaking about your past self, if we're going to talk about you, we're going to ask, who's Robbie Quinn? Who are you?
Who am I?
As a person.
As of right now, I am a learner and a dreamer. I am very curious about lots of things, and I hope to stay curious for the rest of my life. Just keep learning and growing, and I'm very passionate about that and having new experiences. I love traveling. I love learning languages to connect with people. Nice. And share ideas.
Nice. I love that answer. And I love that there's kids outside, because you get the feeling of Brooklyn. That's it. Okay, so you gave your younger self a piece of advice. Now, if there's a artist out there, what is one piece of advice you would like to give to another creative like yourself?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's almost the same. Is that I feel like it's early on. It's really a great idea to borrow from everyone. You want to say steal from everyone, great. But you're just you're learning concepts, and then at some point they become tools, and so to understand what somebody else is doing helps you understand the tools to get to where you want to go. But ultimately, you do want to listen to yourself, and the tools are just that. They're just a vehicle to express what's inside of you. And so the advice really would be to be you, because it is so corny. There's already somebody else, one of those. It's just so important to be authentic, because then if it fails, you're the one that was responsible for it. And even if it fails, it's exciting.
Yeah, because you were able to explore and figure things out on your own time.
You learn things. Making a new mistake every day is a good thing. A new mistake, not the same one you made before.
I'll take that. What is your favorite type of camera or camera lens? I'm sure there's other photographers out there who are curious, or up-and-coming photographers who would love to know what equipment you use.
Okay. There's a phrase. I used to know the person that came up with it, but they say, the best camera is the one that you have. And, I really feel like I've been experimenting with some different cameras lately,
Uh-huh.
and it just more and more reassures to me that the camera is your own vision. It's what you see, and it's the camera itself is just something that helps translate what's inside of you. It's just like a paintbrush. You'll have a favorite paintbrush, but you're the one painting, and it goes along that way. That said, I'm really getting a lot more back into film photography.
Oh, nice.
Because I feel like with all the technology that's coming out, and we're all seeing these AI images now come out on, being posted. There's this, what I call like this perfect imperfection that film cameras have. It's the mistakes that make it human and have it be where there's a connection. I recently bought a little Pentax 110 camera. I have that one with me. I'll show that while I'm talking here.
And is this a film camera?
It is a film
yes,
camera.
Yes.
It's a format that really it's hard to find anymore. But this one,
Whoa,
is this little tiny,
so cool.
little tiny camera. It's film, and
wow.
yeah, a wonderful photographer named Sissy Lou turned me on to it. Thank you, Sissy. And I've had some fun with it. But but I also have a medium format Mamiya RZ67 Pro 2, and I really love the way this renders photos. However, it's huge, it's heavy, and I feel like it's like 25 pounds or something with the viewfinder and everything, and it's like about that big. And
oh my gosh, that's a lot to lug around.
But it really, it's a medium format camera. It was almost the industry standard to do like fashion magazines in the 90s and everything.
Wow.
And so I like that, but I'm also hoping to get into some of the Leica world this year, and I have my eyes on some cameras that I want. Yeah.
Wow. Well, it sounds like you have a vast array of different cameras that you dabble in.
I do.
And I do like that you mentioned about the whole AI thing, because that's been a ongoing hot topic for so many people, with AI taking over the creative aspect of things. I think one thing that people are going to start, and this is just my intuition, one thing that people are going to start gravitating towards more are those raw images, those raw paintings, those raw creations that aren't AI, because there's something so special about those imperfect moments, like you mentioned, that make life in this world human life and not digital life. Digital images are great, however, there's something about the rawness of an unedited photograph, a captured moment that you can't go back and switch or change or alter, that gravitates to you and pulls you in, because you say, wow, this garbage was on the floor, this was going on, this was, you're actually in the environment in its original form without any editing. So it's pretty cool that you use you're dabbling with the film photographs. Is that what you use for the book?
No,
or did you mix it up?
No, I really got into using film a lot more after the book was done.
Nice.
And there were a couple late entries that I wanted to put in, but it was just past deadline. But there's something more than just the unedited photo.
Yeah.
It's more the quality of the film. It's just it has just like different nuances that are almost nostalgic. We've all seen older photos, and there's just something about the colors, and I love it when I post a photo from like the Mamiya, the medium format camera. When I do that, I'll usually get a comment on my Instagram, they want to know what filter did you use, and I'm like, no, you can't replicate this filter.
Yeah.
Why you can't? Because it's not an algorithm. There's nothing scientific. Computerized. It's scientific. It's the chemicals on the film, but it's random. It's randomness, and that's what is. That's what makes this like intangible connection happen. Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful. It's beautiful because to me, like what you do, when I'm looking at it from a painter's perspective. I'm like, just this is unique, especially when it's film and it's like you said, that particular tone. You can't replicate it,
Right.
because that's what it came out as, and for somebody to be able to own something like that, it's one of a kind.
Yeah, I think in general, everything that attracts us in nature, it's the imperfections that are the interesting aspects of it, and that's what I like.
Awesome.
Do this. Before we go, I want to thank Harold Waight, wonderful host. For anybody that is following me on social media and you're not following Harold, you really need to do so. He has wonderful artwork that speaks to social consciousness of the world, and it will inspire you.
And to everybody out there who's viewing this, thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure you go ahead and follow Robbie Quinn. Please make sure you go ahead and purchase a book.
Oh yeah.
This could be found on different platforms, website. And if you ever see Robbie in the street, please run up to him. Please go say hello. And please, talk to him. Talk about your story. Robbie is somebody who is very welcoming and warm and open to embracing humans in general, humans, unicorns from all over the world. So thank you so much, Robbie,
Thank you,
for
Harold.
taking the time out of your day to hang out with me here in Brooklyn.
Pleasure. It's fantastic.
And I hope this won't be our last time. I look forward to what the future has in hold for us.
Thanks so much.
And everybody else at home.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you.